Are you ready to learn tools that can make you more productive with a virtual assistant? If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Lai, and I run a virtual assistant agency here in the Philippines named 2XU, and I post videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home. So make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so don't miss any of my videos. Now, when it comes to working with a virtual assistant, they are your multiplier. They will only work as well as you work on your own. So there's going to be things that I'm going to walk you through of tools that are mostly a little bit just non-software tools that you can start putting into as part of your own system. So when you have your virtual assistant, things can run a little bit smoother with them. Now, in the last two videos, I've talked about the software tools that you need when it comes to working with a virtual assistant, as well as some management tools, like how to work with them better, tools like getting things done, 1-minute manager. So I wanted to go through your own, like basically as the entrepreneur, as the employer, what are things that would be amazing that you would have set up. So then again, it's easier for you to work with your assistant. Now, the first one is pretty basic, but I do have a few twists on it. It's basically having your own to-do list. So I do a lot of calls with potential clients into my business where when I ask them like, hey, what does your current to-do list look like? And they usually say, it's in my head. And that is where it will be more difficult for you to have a virtual assistant or assistant in general, or even an employee in your business, is when you don't develop your own way of tracking your own tasks, how you do certain things, because it'll be harder for you later on to spot what do you even need to delegate to an assistant in the first place. So I recommend 3 different lists or to-do lists for you. This is coming from one of the accelerator programs that I am on, which is called Dent Global, where they teach us there's 3 different lists that you should have: your to stop list, your to create list, and your to-do list. So what your to stop list is usually this is your to delegate list. These are things that you're hoping that you're not supposed to be the one doing them. It's not going to be the most profitable time used for you as the entrepreneur, as the employer. So you want to create a list of what these are throughout your day, week, and month. So this could literally just be a part of your notebook. It could be on a digital planner. Like I use Notion a lot for this. And I'm just tracking like, hey, I should probably delegate this. Hey, I should probably give this to someone else. And these could be minor things like creating reports or sending updates, so on and so forth. But you want to assess what are the things that you're doing every single day that, again, you have to stop doing yourself. Either you want to delete it off completely or you want to delegate it to an assistant. That second kind of list you want to create is your to create or to build list. These are things that are more growth oriented in your business. For me, for example, at the beginning of this year, my to build list was creating a really good virtual assistant handbook for our new employees. I wanted to create a client handbook for our clients on how to delegate certain tasks. So these are new things that I want to add into the business. Keeping a list like this makes it easier for you to remember new ideas and to generate better and better ideas as well. So then there's a database for you to go through like, hey, I'm ready for a new project. You look at that list of yours and then you're able to move on to the next one. And of course, the biggest one is your own to-do list. Now, I do have a video on how to assess what tasks to delegate to a virtual assistant, and essentially it's finding, out of the 10 things that you're doing in a day, what are the 2 that you are the most essential to, and then finding to delegate the rest to an assistant. So examples of these are sales calls. Usually people try to delegate sales calls right off the bat, but to be honest, that's where the business will start falling through the cracks, because the person you probably delegated to maybe wasn't the right person, or you haven't refined your sales process yet. So finding these little tasks and projects and things in your business that only you can do at the beginning at least is essential to have your list of like, hey, this is what I'm going to get done today, this week, this month, so on and so forth, as long as you have a way of tracking what are those lists so it's not just in your head. Next is you want to make sure that you have your ideal week and creating it into your calendar. Now, this is a tool that I love using for myself, especially when I'm drowning in meetings and I'm like, why is that there? That's not supposed to be there. So what an ideal week is, you're basically mapping out throughout the whole week what, if you had your druthers with you, if you had all the resources are there, how do you want your week to look like? So for example, for myself, I know Mondays are my admin day. So it's going through reports, it's going through meetings with my admin peeps in 2XU. Tuesdays and Thursdays, are client calls. Either I am jumping on calls with our actual clients or jumping on sales calls basically with potential clients. So those are usually those 2 days. Fridays are my team day. So team day is I'm going through the newbies basically, checking in with them that they're good with their pod managers. It's us having a really big, we have a once a week scrum meeting with everyone else in the company. So then we do like our stand-ups, putting people in breakout rooms, doing activities, so on and so forth. And Wednesdays are usually, and as much as I can, those are my meeting free days. I usually have just the one solid meeting on that day, and that's usually a financial meeting. But that's usually a day for me to be able to focus, to do and create content just like this one, and for me to also take the afternoon off, because usually Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday are back-to-back meetings. So that's my ideal week. And I've actually now put this into my calendar, so whenever my own assistant is going to be managing my calendar as she's going through it, she knows where to put certain meetings into my calendar. So it just helps me just be in that productive mode of knowing what my ideal week looks like. Next is you want to use tools like Pomodoro or time blocking. And again, put it into your calendar. So what I mean by this is, for example, for me, 12 o'clock to 1, usually noontime. I guess I usually eat brunch and I usually don't get hungry until the afternoon. The 12 to 1 where everyone else is going on to lunch, everyone else is busy, I use that as my focus time. I'm time blocking that to get to my important task of the day. So making time for that, making space for that, and sticking to it is going to help you be more productive, especially as your assistant waves off everything else that's not important, just so you can focus on that one thing and getting through that in your day. Next is having a good habit tracker. Now, it used to be that I had a physical habit tracker where I would actually check off the things I was doing in a day. But since I travel a lot lately, I've moved everything into Notion. But your habit tracker is basically just a way for you to make sure that you're working out every day, you're doing your meditation, you're not just letting life get to you, especially as an entrepreneur. And with your virtual assistant, they can again help you guard those times. So on my calendar, I have the schedule of when I want to work out certain days. I have the schedule of when I want to make sure I walk around on certain days. So having that worked out with your assistant helps them help you be just a little bit more productive throughout the day. Next is creating your own journal. Now, what I mean by journal is more of a way to be retrospective and think about okay, these are now, reviewing your to-do list. This could be reviewing your calendar, but a time and a place and a system for you to reflect and check back where you're actually at. Usually when I see these videos of how to be more productive, how to get more done, it's adding. But you want to have a time where you're journaling, where you're sitting down and thinking through, did I actually get done the things I wanted to get done this week? What were my blocking points? What was something that was stopping me from getting to where I wanted to go? Are there meetings that I should probably remove from my calendar? Are there meetings that I should be doing more of? So having a time where you can journal, where you can assess basically where you're at, is going to help you be more productive, because then you're actually looking at what you're spending your time on rather than just going through day by day, week by week of meetings and things that probably aren't necessary. You're probably not getting the right things done. So having a time to journal and just assess is going to be really powerful for you. And of course, with your assistant, as you're telling them hey, I prefer having these, hey, can we add more of that? They can be, again, that guardian to both your inbox, to your calendar, to make sure that what you're seeing are the things that you actually want to see to move things forward in your business. Another tool you can add for yourself for productivity is a reading list. And these can go about a lot of different ways. So for me, I have a reading list of whenever I come across journals or articles that I want to read later or books. I just have a little repository, just to be able to quickly find them again. And then what my assistant does is she will either, if it's a book I wanted to read or grab, she'll grab me a copy of it. If it's a YouTube video that I don't really want to go through, she'll give me the summary of it, because I like reading versus watching a video, which is ironic because I create a lot of YouTube videos. But that's just for me. So for me and my assistant, she helps me get the knowledge that I need. She even shares with me articles that she knows I'll enjoy, just because we've established that back and forth. So with a virtual assistant, creating your reading list, creating your growth list of how you want to grow your business is so much easier when you have that system with yourself and your assistant. And of course, and this is a funny thing to put as a tool, but make time to network. because networking is a tool. You're learning from other people. You're networking with possible partners or people who can help you out with your business, or ways that you can help them in their business. And with a virtual assistant, they can be the ones finding these events for you. They could be researching people who would be in that event for you ahead, so you know who you want to work with, who you want to connect with, so on and so forth. And even afterwards, when you have people's business cards, you can take pictures of those and send it to your EA, and they'll add them to your LinkedIn or send them a follow-up message. Depends on what you want to do as an action point at that point. But it's going to be, again, a way for you to be just more productive when it comes to networking, when it comes to meeting people who can help you grow your business. And that is basically it on the top kind of non-software tools that you can do, that you can use to be more productive yourself with a virtual assistant. Now, if you guys like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there and comment below what other tools do you use to be more productive. I would love to know. And if you still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so don't miss any of my videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home, which you guys can check out the playlist right here and the latest video right here. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and for the small steps matters, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!